Welcome back to the Titanium Hanger. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well today. And I'm coming at you with the weekly news in review for July 6th, 2025. And I'm having a great 4th of July week. I hope everybody else is doing the same. And my son worked 11 hours yesterday as this video is going to get posted. Very proud of him. All in overtime. Fantastic. But we have some news today of Transformers. Lots of Transformers that's going on this entire week, and updates to projects and some really cool fun stuff. Every week there's a lot of Transformers news. There's never really a shortage there. And then we've got some Page Puncher stuff, McFarlane, a little bit of stuff going on with McFarlane. I'm not going to cover probably everything he does, but a little bit of it. Some more Street Fighter stuff. I'm surprised how many recolors that they are doing, and it's so mind-dollsoming because there's more stuff coming. And then we've got some more Motu, Thundercats, oddly enough Turtles, all in the Motu world. Gonna quickly go over this stuff. Now, if I made a video this past week, I'm gonna just go over what's going on with whatever these projects are quickly and move on, not spend much time. That's kind of why I do those videos, do a 15-20 minute video talking about this one specific thing. But we always have a Joe update. There was always some stuff going on. Joe, I'm going to talk about M.A.S.K. I'm going to tell you my experience. I did buy the bundle, and I'll talk to you about why I broke down. I did buy the bundle, but you know what? There's another angle to it I need to discuss that I haven't discussed yet. And lastly, there's some Star Wars. I mean, it classifies as Star Wars, and it is what it is. Talk about this some more coming up. Alright, let's start out with what's new at SUPER7 store. And we've got the Aldi. It's the Chapter 2 set of 6 and the Chapter 1 stuff. All of it seemed to hit within a week of itself. And should all be shipping pretty soon. $65 for this set of, well, sort of set of 6. And one of them was a small set of 3. Really interested in another Ravage in the Ravage collection. That would be fantastic. And $65 for that one. I think $60 for the Series 1, Chapter 1 set. Guess they'll be shipping around the same time. I'll review both sets at the same time and save on time there. And this is the X-Transbots MX44 Gravedigger Scavenger. I got my payment request. I paid for mine $150. Now it is 7 shipping if you didn't pre-order it prior to all that craziness. And then also we've got the Tornado, and it is $139.99, so $140 for the Magic Square Tornado Vortex, and it is, after this, one more, and we've got the set done. And somebody did point out something to me. I was looking at what I have to pay for my Bandit Dead End, and I pre-ordered it before all that. Didn't have to pay shipping costs. But if you buy it now on Fans Toys on SUPER7, it's $369.99 plus 23 shipping costs, but it's still available at pre-order. I don't know when it's actually going to ship just yet. Probably pretty soon, though. And I want to say thanks to everybody that put TH in the Support Your Reviewer on the main page when they go to buy something at SUPER7 store. It is really helpful, and I do appreciate it very much. Try not to get too excited here, but I'm starting off with some Wooden Block Optimus Prime via Shinju Toy Box on Weibo, and it's interesting. I watched a video of it. There are some things that it shows that they're kind of manhandling their wood here, and showing that it is more of an action figure than it doesn't transform or anything. But I thought it was interesting. I wondered if it was a customer or they're actually going to make wooden ones. That is very interesting that they're making this, but you know, it's made out of wood. Wood. Fire. So, there's a bunch of pictures of the X-Transbots Gravedigger. Yes, the same thing that's up for pre-order at SUPER7 store, so that's coming in. That's the next one. We did already get that from Fans Toys, and they are different in design, so when I get mine and show it, I will show it. But there's a couple of things that, well, the last X-Transbots that I reviewed, some people pointed out, the toy version didn't have chrome on it. It didn't, like, hit me in the face like it should have when I reviewed it, but this actually has chrome on it. It's not the toy version, it's the standard version. So I'm just wondering kind of why they did get away from chrome on the thighs and stuff like that. because I kind of would have liked to have had that now that people pointed it out. But it does look pretty good overall, and I've been pleased with both sets, and I can't really say one's better than the other, but I still kind of feel the same way about Fans Toys. Will probably be my combined. These will probably be my bots, and actually I really do like the bots, except I'm not a fan of the tread legs. I know that's original to the source. Tread legs is not for me, but it's going to be fun also to have them all do that whole scene where they play the trumpets. Lots of fun. Takara and their Adamus Machina AMT-01EX Lost Light Rodimus is, well, it has more pictures, I guess. It looks like just a recolor of what they got going on. The Tfcon stuff they have going on right now, and it's interesting. They're going in a much different direction than where they have gone in the past, and it seems like they're just going to be doing a bunch of reissues of past Masterpiece, and then do the T-Spark and sort of enter into a new era. And this is the accessories and stuff to go with that, alt mode, and well, bot mode needs the guns and all that kind of stuff. Still, it looks interesting. Definitely there's a whole lot of lines there to this new design and style. And full transparency, I didn't pre-order this. I'm not in on this. I definitely don't have the budget for doing another line like this. More pictures of the Transformers Takara Masterpiece, God MPG 14S, God Genrai, MG14 God Bomber, MPG09, Super Genrai, and MP60 via Uranus DD. And yes, it kind of looks cool. Getting an idea of the size of what this God Bomber, God Genrai, whatever that's going to be, is going to be together side by side. But here's what mine's going to look like. I'm gonna put it all combined, beefed up as best I can, and that's what I'm gonna do with it. And I'm curious how tall this is in comparison to other stuff that's out there, but I never did this with the vintage one, so I am kind of looking forward to it. Seems like a lot of fun. And I did not see that they was gonna have the trailer, so the trailer's doing a whole lot more in this video than I realized. And with that, I didn't also know that this thing was going to turn into a jet, which I guess I should have. I really should have known it's going to turn into a jet. It's almost like, duh. And then I should have also known that it was going to do this. If I get the picture up, it's going to turn into a Gerwalk mode. Has all that. All the fun worked in and baked in. I like Robotech, Macross. I like Transformers. Still another thing that I'm just kind of not into. But there is another Macross line that I've talked about in the past that's coming. I'll be into that. So, Mecha Invasion, Giant Legion Combiner via, I don't know why'd That's kind of the acronym for I don't know why'd this is the fully combined picture, and yeah, it looks okay. It's a decent looking Devastator. I think a lot of people are really fatigued on Devastators. But the reality is there's only really 2 G1 Devastators, and everything else is going for something else. This is really not a G1, this is a stylized, and it's different, and some people want different, and so going with it. Plus it's a lower price point. It looks pretty good, and I do believe this one is closer to Chug Scale, but hey, for the price, I mean, it's really hard to beat. It looks good for what it is, and it looks like it's fun. It looks like it got some options. You know, I thought I put all the Takara stuff together, but I guess I forgot one. Here's Takara Diaclone Reboot DA116 Robot Base Head Monument, which is what it says. It is Base Head Monument. I'm sure there's some more to it than I know than they just randomly did it. I'm sure it has some significance in the lore that I don't know, but there it goes. It's interesting. I'm not 100% sure exactly how big it's going to be, but it looks like it does have light up eyes and a few things like that. And then it also looks like you're probably going to get a few figures with it. If I can throw some figures on the screen here, that's what you'll get. I think they all come with some figures, but cool stuff if you're into the light up head monument, robot base head monument. Now, some of you might be really excited for this, and some of you might not give a dirge, but this is the third of the KO versions of cone heads made off of the MP52 Starscream mold, and I think they're pretty decent. I think they're good for like an $85 price point or whatever they're $85 to $100 price point that they have. I do have mine pre-ordered at Shozy Store, and this will finish up the set. And I think they're all still available too. But yeah, it looks pretty good. The team looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. And let's take a quick look at the packaging. I will be doing a review on this, and it'll be kind of fun to put the whole team together. And yeah, it's like right now you've really got options of Toy World, Make Toys this. I mean, that's it really that I know of. And I mean, there's others, iGear and some others, but I just think past like older than Toy World, I don't think that really scales with modern day stuff. But and Toy World's too tall, in my opinion. So is Toy World Zeta. But you've got this now, so this is the closest thing that we've got to the official. And still, I've heard rumors, but still no clarification on if Deformation Space is going to do anything going forward. All right, so got more pictures of the newest Missing Link CO5 Sunstreaker. And if you're curious, how did he get those legs spread so wide? It's because they're not connected. They're disconnected now, which is a big, big fun part of this line. And it's really exciting that we're going this route. And I'm not going to have to try to track down vintage versions. I mean, I have a vintage one, but it's not very good. You know, I kind of like Missing Link because I was going to get some of these figures, track down all the parts and pieces and make them complete. I think I'm just going to switch to Missing Link, and if I'm missing it in vintage, wait for them to make it and G1. And I'm definitely not going all the way with G1. I have a lot of figures. I just missing some parts, and we'll just see what Missing Link does, and that'll be my G1 probably going forward. And hopefully we get US boxes and packaging, but probably not. Probably not. And it fits a little figure in there like it should. I don't think this figure comes with it. It does look like it's not coming. I don't know. We'll see. But I haven't had a figure come with one yet. This is a rumor alert. There's a possible Missing Link Nemesis Optimus Prime in the works. They're going to paint that thing 16 different colors, I bet. I mean, I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. Nemesis Prime coming in Missing Link sounds like a no-brainer. And how many different colors? Where's the shattered glass? All that. I didn't think about all that, and I don't know if I want to go down that road of 13 different Optimus Primes. I understand wanting to get the bang for the buck out of the mold, but I want to see what they're going to do with Magnus, and do we get proper armor? I mean, I want to see that. That would be awesome. Now, the rumor they're all talking about a Sideswipe coming. Was it Revenge of the Fallen or something like that? I forget the movie titles. But it is Rise of the Fallen? Rise of the Fallen. Something like that. But yeah, it's a rumor that they're going to be making that. And then they also said this is the rumor that Michael Bay might be returning to the franchise. You know, last week's rumor getting brought up in this rumor. Lots of fun. Well, if you're in on this stuff, I really am not so in on the live action movie stuff so much, but a few of them do get me. A few of them, I kind of like some of the primes and stuff. A few of them get me. Just not this one. So Dr. Wu's Workshop Mechanic Studio MS-37 Giant Axe. I thought this figure was going to be $25, and it turned out to be $40. And unless I'm mistaken, I think like 38 or something. I thought it was going to be 25. And I was all excited for, a lower price point item. But he is big. So it's kind of like, man, we've got a lot of big ticket items hitting right now. And I don't know. I might be in on it. I might not. I pre-ordered it. I'm still within my timeline. But still looks good. I like how big it is. I like that they're doing it in the Legends scale. But anyway, just wanted to show this one picture from Yasnu 7 on Beidou, just so people can understand the size. And better pictures of the Galaxy Toys Mini Statue 08 Destroyer. Megatron. Megatron! He does look pretty good. This looks night and day better than last week's. Last week's pictures were very crude. This is actually very smooth. But again, it's sub-Legends, smaller than Legends, but it still looks really good. It's impressive that they can make it that small and make it still look that great. Curious about how the transformation goes. Josiah Toys is joining the Devastator War. There's not too many yet. Cassette Armstrong Excavator A and B. A and B. So, interesting what they got going on here. But here's the thing. Is it going to combine? You have to print it yourself. A lot to it. Just fun to look at and to think about. Still, I don't have a good solution to the blockies. I don't have a solution to that Devastator and the combining parts. And I got to tell you, I have them. I haven't even opened them yet. I'm not going to review them until I can get those parts. So, if it takes 2 years, it takes 2 years. Or, if I get a 3D printed kit in place of that from AliExpress or eBay or something, then I will review it along with that and also link the kit. See where I'm going with it? Now, back to Dr. Wu. More cassettes that are not just digital renders. You don't got to 3D print these yourself. You just pay money for them. This is the DW-E61M Brutality and 62M Slaughter Slugfest and Overkill. New color variants and additional images because you need to know that they turn into cassettes. So we will see that shortly. But I do think they look pretty good overall. And I haven't bought any of these yet. I keep wanting to, but if I should have bought the combiner one, if I bought one, but they look good. I'm always interested in what shows up in other countries because it's a telltale sign of it working its way to us here in the US. And so this is some stuff showing up in the UK. It's Transformers Devastation Elite, Seeker, and Ground Soldier 2-pack, Age of the Primes, Wave 2, Deluxe Voyager, Cyber World Chomp, and Battle Grimlock. And, of course, G2 Grimlock, other stuff like that. But remember, you can go pre-order the Studio Series Standard Grimlock up for pre-order now. In case you missed that story last week, you can get the Standard Grimlock, finally, pre-ordered. $60. And we've got more of the NFL Transformers collaboration crossover, and we actually got Dallas Cowboys on there. That's always Dallas Cowboys are sort of big around here for pro. Around here, it's OU and OSU, but then Dallas Cowboys, and it's just the way it is. It's weird. It's always been that way, but anyway, they also have the Chiefs on there. Kansas City. Does anybody even like Kansas City anymore? Did they fall from grace? Is that what happened? Anyway, I'm not that into sports, and I actually just don't even care. But there they are. I might get a Dallas Cowboys one just for fun. And yeah, they're on Amazon for $25 a piece, and they're all in the same listing. Quite interesting. Remember, it's for the children. Transformers Cyber World Wave 1, Cyber Changers and Armored Cyber Changers in-hand images, and it's got all of them guys. So if you're interested in this stuff, or the kiddos are interested in this stuff, I mean, some of the characters, you like the character, so you buy it even if it's not the greatest, because I got the Quintesson, so I thought it was an alright Quintesson. It had an interesting gimmick to it, and I got a couple of other ones that I thought were sort of good. There was a Shockwave they made that fits in with Legends, oddly enough, and it was just like an add-in figure. So there's a couple cool things in the line. Now, we've talked about a couple of these things, so we don't really need to rehash it, but this is more of what is getting pre-ordered through Takara, and they do their own colorations, and they look a little bit different than the US ones. But I gotta say, when Takara put up the standard figures back in the day for their pre-orders, it was a night and day difference in paint scheme. The paint apps were so different. And I haven't spent much time looking at these aerial bots, but these do look different than the promo photos I saw before, but not vastly different like they used to back in the day. Well, let's go through this real quick. Age of the Primes, you get the Deluxe Micronus Prime, The Venom, which I have pre-ordered Venom already. The Deluxe Skydive, Deluxe Fireflight, Deluxe Alpha Trine. If you already got the Hasbro versions like a BBTS or Pulse or wherever pre-ordered, this is a whole different thing. These are just Takara's reversions, repaints. The Synergetics we already talked about up for pre-order. The reissue of the CO1 with the trailer Convoy, the Optimus Prime Missing Link one, and then the Machina, the Lost Light Rodimus. Alright, this is probably what's going to dominate the news next week. Tfcon Toronto. And the exclusive is paired with Fans Hobby through Chosen Prime, and it is going to be what they call the MB24B Wingman. And Hangman is compatible with Wingman. So this guy's called Hangman, and he's the third in the series of the Predator Masters jets, and is still fully compatible with the Wingman. Okay, limited to 600 individually serial numbered pieces worldwide. Hangman will be available at TFCon Toronto from July 11th to the 13th for 210 Canadian, or like what, $80 US? Just kidding to all my friends up north, because they always complain about the conversion rate. And what's the US dollar worth? Not much buying something in the UK. We have a fin change on the Dramatic Capture series. I gotta tell you this, like, if they didn't point this out, and I even had both of them on the shelf, I probably never would have noticed the slight change in the fin. But, you know, correcting it to make it correct, it's good to do, right? It's good to make it right. In all honesty, I don't know which one's right. The one on the left or the one on the right. But hey, I'm glad that they're paying close attention to detail in the main line. If you are in on these Transformers 1 designs, this is Alita 1, and I'm just going to pick out the one picture that shows her with everyone, so you can get the height and see how it looks. I did actually get one. I've got this character, but it's the YOLO Park AMK series. I like it, but gosh, those legs are long. And then here is the alt mode. So if you're interested in that, but I had to get me an Alita 1. I had to get one. The Fembots are fun. They're kind of cool, and they've got a huge, massive following, by the way. All these pictures are via Icon of Icon and Transmimi. This is the Monster Hunter Synergetics series crossover. Rathalos Prime, Rathalos Prime. You know, you say it however you feel comfortable with saying it. That's the way I feel. If you don't feel comfortable saying it the right way, or you don't feel comfortable looking up the right way, then there's the bird. You can fly away. Fly away. Alright, so we've got more news to get into. Lots more news to get into. Some stuff I've already covered on the channel. Some I have not made videos about yet. But I made videos about this. And so a couple of things to sort of clear up, I guess. Clear up with Clear Ghost Jaga. Is getting a reissue in a new box. May have some slightly different paint apps. May be darker than the original one. Will be fun to find out. I am going to order one of these. I've got the original one, and I'm going to get this one. I think it's kind of fun, exciting. It was really fun watching this thing be hard to get, and now be able to, other people be able to get them. I really did want that to be a deluxe, though. Wished it was a deluxe. The word on the street, according to Brian, he kind of used some cryptic talk about saying that there's going to be a vac metal Hawk at SDCC, and that's all he revealed. I jumped to the conclusion that it's going to be Copper Kid. It makes a lot of sense. Copper Kid is missing on the market. Like, you can't get one for less than $100 anywhere in the world, except I know a place I can get one for $70. I already have one, but it's there's only one. I thought about picking it up if they do a sale on it, but there is another Silverhawk it could be, and it's older, but it doesn't make sense that they would make this the vac metal one, because people want to complete the team. Although it does make sense to eventually get Hot Wing in vac metal, and if this was the one for SDCC, I wouldn't even be upset, because I've already got the original one, and we're going chronologically, would make more sense. I do still think it's the Copper Kid, but I still also want Hot Wing in vac metal, and I want all of the other ones with the flashback, and I I'd like to get the Moonstriker. I'd like to get them all in Vac Metal. Ace at Ramen Toys giving us some updates on some projects that we have going on. And this is the Bad to the Bones, which is just sort of a take on the vintage Battle Bones. And not exactly sure how it's all going to work and how it's going to work. But it's big. It's huge. Probably going to be expensive. It's pricey because of the size, the amount of plastic. But it will definitely be better than the vintage one. Now, the vintage one, generally, you struggle to find one that doesn't have broken clips on it. And, like, this one here I found on eBay for $33.75. Looks to not have anything broken, but, you know, I can't see the tip of the tail there. But looks to have nothing broken. And then another $20. So, just to get a good vintage one's $50. And with that, if that's something you're into. But, yeah, it's going to be way bigger than the vintage one, and of course way better, but it's a troop carrier kind of thing. We got a test shot, we got a prototype of the Doc Terror or antagonist scientist. So the first one came out was antagonist cyborg, this one's antagonist scientist. I think it looks really good. It's got like a little bit of a modern flair to it, and here's the weird part. The modern flair on this doesn't really show through because the vintage one was modern flared also. So, pretty good. There's going to be 2 different versions up to order. I guess I could show that other picture. I got one of each pre-ordered. You can still get them with the early bird pricing. So that's awesome and looks really good. This is going to round out pretty much the majority of the vintage cast aside from just a strafer jet. And you're going to have pretty much what they had from back in the day, cast-wise. And that's awesome. They're seeing this through and fulfilling this awesome. They're doing it. So what's a step above awesome? I guess T-Bob. So there's really cool, there's amazing, there's awesome, and then there's T-Bob. This is a very good rendition of T-Bob. It does transform, convert, whatever you want to call it. It looks super premium and in a way better than what we got with, or what we're going to get with Loyal Subjects. And I guess we'll roll into that next because there's never too much M.A.S.K. And there he is. That's the vehicle form. Impressive that they gave us what we saw in the cartoon. They're going to give us what we saw in the cartoon. And I think I have a size comparison somewhere. Now he is technically in the 1/18th scale. Because he's a robot, then he can be a little bigger in my opinion. I think that it's fine with T-Bob being a little bit bigger. Probably the exact same height as Scott. Fine with me. I'm okay with it. I want 3 of these. I hope I can get 3 of them for an affordable price. Don't know what affordable would be on this, but I'm definitely in on at least 1, if not 3. Very excited. It'd be nice to have at least 2, 1 in each mode. But fantastic job. By the way, for those of you that aren't really following M.A.S.K. that closely, M.A.S.K. figures are 1/24th. Then 1/18th is sort of the next scale up. And that's how big this guy is. Alright, M.A.S.K. did not sell out. People were freaking about, will there be enough supply? It's the thing is that most of the vintage collectors are on the fence because of the price. Like, investing that much in something that they've already got. And there's that. And then there's the fact that the prices were raised even more. But now we're hearing Vac Metal on everything. You get Vac Metal. You get Vac Metal. You get Vac Metal. You get Vac Metal. And you get $15 more per vehicle on average. And so that's kind of pricey. But if you bought the bundle on BBTS, you pre-ordered it, then you would get $35 off the bundle price. $325 for everything here, including the Sdcc one, including the just basic recreation of T-Bob in the Scott and T-Bob there, the boy and bot. But I gotta say this. I pre-ordered the Thunderhawk and the Condor, and that's what I was going to just stick with. But the more I thought about the set, I went ahead and pre-ordered it too. Now, if something happens and something shifts and changes between now and the time these arrive, I can cancel any of this that I want to. maybe find it somewhere cheaper or whatever. But when they sell out, you can't go back in time and pre-order it again. And I think this is the best value for what you're getting. It's still not a good value overall, and they are still juicing the collector here. But I reluctantly was in on it, knowing there was no deposit and all that. Now, if you're like that and you cancel a lot of stuff BBTS, make sure you cancel it when they send you that processing soon. Don't cancel it after it's processed, and they have another fee. And fees like that, they're going to just pass it on to consumers through higher prices. So think about it long term. Plan your canceling before they have to pay the financial fees of billing you. All right, this is SH Figuarts Berserk Casca Band of the Hawk figure. And it looks like a female figure. Is it a female figure? I might be wrong. Looks pretty cool though. Looks pretty interesting. Got a sword. Got some stuff going on there. I don't know anything about this except for the fact it's going to cost you $84 and set to release in January 2026. How many faces do you need from Mondo? Well, you need one figure with several faces, 3 faces. So this is the 1/6 scale, 12-inch, 13-inch tall figure. Probably going to cost like $275 or something. I haven't checked. $260. Okay, $260. And yeah, it looks good. The whole set of these figures look good. Again, 13-inch tall, 12-inch scale figures that take up a lot of space. They're very expensive, but if you get a full collection of these together, it's going to be very impressive. So with that, I believe that like once it sells out, they don't usually put them back up. And when they do put them back up, they put them up a little different. That's my understanding. But they look great. That's all I got to say. But I'm not in on this because price, size, space, and I'm turtled out and I'm getting Motu'd out. I hope I don't get tired of Street Fighter. Street Fighter 2 Storm Collectibles Blanca Player 2 version. Their first Blanca is amazing. It was $100 and something. This one's going to be $160 though, and it's going to be at Big Bad Toy Store. I'm not into $160 on this just yet. No. Maybe if Gundam gets it cheaper, I might be all over it, but $160 is a lot for the Player 2 recolor. And kind of the theory behind all that is not as many people are going to want to buy this recolor, so they're probably not manufacturing quite as many, and so it's kind of an exclusive. So with all of that, a different recolor looks cool. But I can tell you this, the figure is actually amazing. I mean, I've got the first color version variant, and I like it more than the Jada. But you better like something you paid $109 for more than something you paid $30. So Jada sent out images for their Ultra Street Fighter 2 Final Challengers M. Bison, and you know this is kind of doing you dirty here because this is the third color of Bison. It looks good. It looks great. I'm all for what it looks like. I believe it's going to carry a hefty price point with it. I don't see the price point now, but here's the thing. It's going to come with one really awesome accessory. It's going to have the flaming stuff that goes over him and his stand, but also a burning body. Burning body accessory with stand. That is impressive. Most of these accessories they come with extra I'm not into. I don't know. I almost halfway want to get that, but I'm going to be strong, and I got too many other toy lines I'm trying to work on or work out. But you'll see this body again, but in a different color and packed with Dalsum. What's a Dalsum? Well, Dalsum is a Player 2 coloration figure. This is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Street Fighter from Jada. Has been announced, and Final Challengers. It is definitely an impressive little set here, and you can make your Dalsums go up against each other, or you could just display it burning this up. Very interesting, the stuff that they've done. Very impressive too, but tempting, still very tempting. All right, let's get back to some He-Man stuff. The new Motu pre-orders for July. Motu Thundercats and Origins, and then the Fright Zone's up. We'll talk about that. So we got Thundercats Panthro, Thundercats He-Man, Thundercats Tigra, Origins Bow, Origins Whiplash, Shadow Weaver. Shadow Weaver was going for some serious bucks, the SUPER7 one they were making. So to get this in this scale with the articulation, all that, fantastic. I pre-ordered Shadow Weaver. That's the only one I've actually pre-ordered just yet, and I really need to show you why. And then there's some other stuff. This is Thundercats Lion-O, Chitara, Battle Catmans, all up for pre-order. Deluxe Skelra. There are just a slew of pictures this week. This is what the Panthro looks like. Looks really good with some of the things, some of the options that you can do. That's really great stuff. So, yeah, I'm kind of in on the line, but they are $25 now. We're talking a $15 figures now, $25, because it's got Thundercats name on it. But I want to talk about this Fright Zone. People were freaking out that the Fright Zone sold out on Mattel Creations, and it didn't bother me because I had so much else going on. I think that was the same day as M.A.S.K stuff going up for pre-order, and I was working on that stuff, that video, and all that stuff going on. And then when I got around to the Motu stuff, I was like, I got the email from BBTS that it was up at BBTS before I even paid any attention to Mattel Creations, and BBTS has it. And then I see all people's videos freaking out about it's selling out, and I'm like, why are y'all worried about it selling out? Because it's at BBTS. It'll probably go on clearance one day at BBTS, but it does look nice. It is a major upgrade to the vintage one, and with that, I probably would still just keep it in the box. Love the box art, and I'll eventually get one, but I think it looks great. But if you are freaking out that it's sold out on Mattel Creations, just go to BBTS. Coming to Target stores later this month is the Universal Monsters versus a crossover Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder as Dracula Crimson Target exclusive. Yeah, that's it. That's what it is. That's what it says it is. It is. I would have not thought of this. Somebody thought of this. Shredder Dracula, and it's Neca, and it's Tmnt. There you go. That is interesting. That is interesting. What they're doing there. Anyway, probably still like 35 like the rest of them, I hope. DC Page Punchers Wave 5, Superboy and Wonder Woman from McFarlane. You know he's going to squeeze every penny out of that license that he can, which is smart business, by the way, and get everything done. I heard that the Wonder Woman is selling out, so let me check, but they look pretty good. This is more of an old school classic style design, which some people absolutely love. I understand that because I want it to look the way I remember it. I want figures to look the way I remember them, not figures to look like something they came up with last week. And hey, new costume designer comes in and says this is how Wonder Woman should look like going forward. So I kind of understand that, but this is even a little bit before my time. Oh, hey, never mind. Sold out. They're all sold out. Okay, never mind. Sorry, didn't mean to bring it up. The G.I. Joe HasLab Snowcat, and it's a thing. I made a whole video about it. You get all my thoughts through the video, but it appears that it's kind of slowed down. But I truly believe it'll hit all the tiers, hit the 14,000 by the end of it. I'm not even concerned, even though I'm not buying it right now. I might cave at the end, but right now I'm holding strong. I'm just too many other financial responsibilities for me to go in on this, and it's a great offering. It looks good. Many people are super stoked and excited about it. Just it's just one I'm probably going to pass on. But anyhow, looks amazing, looks fantastic, and I don't want to guarantee it hits tiers. I just want to say I believe it will hit all the tiers. All right, let's just get into some Star Wars here. I hope I covered everything I was planning on covering. There's a half off Destro M.A.S.K at Amazon. I'll try to link that below for you. But we got to move on here. This is the Epic World of Action IG-88 and Grogu with Snow Speeder bike in stock. If this is a thing, is it the same Snow Speeder they have hanging at Target right now? I guess I think it looks like an amazing Snow Speeder. I think they've done a good job on it. It's just one of those things. It's not marketed towards us per se. It's marketed towards the little kiddies. But I still think that a good-looking vehicle is still a pretty good-looking vehicle. And the vehicles in that line, I think, are probably where it's at with that. Where it's at. Then there's more Epic World of Action on Amazon, and it is this stuff here. What all even is it? You got an Anakin. You got a, is that a Rex? Captain Rex. And then you've got another thing over there, but a Captain Rex and a giant Captain Rex, I guess. So fun stuff for the kids. But I like these. These are some lower price point, cheaper figures, and the line Star Wars World needs this. They don't need everything to be super expensive adult collectible. Some stuff needs to be for the kids, and I'm happy for that. Alright, so you got to make your own news. I did spend some time on the road with the family, had a good time this week. We really had some fun, and my son took a day off to go with us, so we had some fun. And there's some sales, Star Wars stuff on sale, and I think Targets are even lowering their prices, even cheaper. I don't know. The problem is I make this video on Saturday. Sunday, new prices, new sales for Target. It was really hard to really dig too deep in on that stuff. The Motu. Now, this is why I was saying I'm waiting on some of the Motu stuff. Held off on these cartoon. I think I already had a Hordak, but the Manny Faces and Triclops I did not have, and I got an extra Hordak. $5 each. Like, hey, I gotta tell you, I'm having trouble spending $20 each on these, but I'll buy them for $5 each all day long if they're coming into Ross. And yeah, Ross for the win. The only problem is you got to go to Ross about 12 to 15 times and it looked like this before you find something good. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. All right, so it's been a pretty good week. It's up and down, ups and downs. Some stuff's expensive, some stuff is new, some new news, putting out some reissue stuff to make the expensive secondary market stuff more affordable to the masses. So, I mean, look, good things this week. Pretty solid week and everything going on. So, let me know what you guys think about this week's weekly news review. What else is going on out there that I missed? And I just want to stay in the loop. So, if I didn't talk about it and you know it, tell me about it. Like, subscribe to Darren Hanger out.